Another day, another video. Welcome back to the channel, everybody. Today we're watching 13 Reasons Why. This is episode 2, the final season. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the first episode, which took a different approach. It was really interesting. The camera was changing. You know, we had the story that Montgomery was alive straight away, and I was like, what the hell, mate? Literally, how's that happened? You know, when Deputy Standall, in, you know, the last episode of season 3 was telling us that he died in his cell, and they tried to pin the murder, obviously, of Bryce onto him, and then it turns out it's Clay. He's having dreams, he's having his nightmares, he's having visions, you know. He's walking around the school, he's seeing him walking with, obviously, like, the football players. He's in his car and he's seeing him rattle the back of it. Do you know what I mean? He's laughing, he's banging on his window. The guy is literally losing the plot, and I'm really happy, actually, that we're making this an actual story, you know. I said in the last episode, you know, what if we're not going to do anything with this, then why have we so many times dropped it in? Why over the 3 seasons have we constantly talked about Clay maybe going to see his therapist? You know, why have we seen him consistently have nightmares and sweats and, you know, feel so lonely and just obviously be like this secluded, reduced person in certain situations? And like, why does he feel the need that he always has to take control and care of everybody? And why does he think that everybody depends on him? And now we're actually getting this played out, so I'm really excited to obviously see. Also, I didn't even mention it in the last episode, but somebody's died again from the school. We did start the opening segment, didn't we, with somebody stood there at a funeral saying there's another person that's died, you know, a teenager at a school, and there's too many lives being taken. Now, we didn't really play into a factor of who that might be, and it might just be a random person, and they're just highlighting that it's a consistent thing that happens all the time. But that does raise the question that who is dead at the start of the last episode? Now, everybody's still kind of in the season. We haven't had anybody leave. We still got Arnie. You know, she's still with Clay, but it looks like she was going to move to a new, you know, a new college away in Oakland. Now, I don't know how far that is away from where Clay currently is right now, but it seems like they possibly have to break up. But Jess, her mum, she's got a new job. Seattle or something. She's moved away. Her dad can't transfer for 6 months, so she's still there with an empty shell in the house, and she actually asked Anne if she wanted to stay over, which obviously she's accepted. So now she's here, she's rooming, kind of house staying with Jessica. We've got her burning the final tape, you know, like we've seen. She pulled it out, she threw it, put it on fire, the one that Bryce sent her. But weirdly enough, she was seeing visions as well. She saw Bryce stood there through the flames staring at her, which scared her, and she started crying. So again, that's Clay seeing Montgomery, and that's Jess seeing Bryce. Very interesting. Also, you know, Justin's come back, he's clean, which is really good, but he's broke up with Jessica because he says that he needs to focus on himself. He still loves her, and I fully believe that they'll probably get back together, which I hope they do anyway. But we ended the episode very, very, very interestingly, because it looked like somebody was breaking into Clay's little house. It looked like Bryce's tape was playing, even though Jess said she burnt it, so I don't know if it's another vision or not. And obviously he tried to chase him, and a shadow ran down the street, and Clay's chased after them. And then he seen Montgomery and Bryce walking, and he moved into the middle of the road before Clay's mum shouted at him, and it obviously like brought him back into the room, so to speak, and like nobody was there. So I actually don't know if that segment was real or not, but I'm very interested because obviously, like I said, Clay had quite a lot of them last episode, and it was a guessing game which is actually happening and which is not. We also see Winston join Liberty. He's transferred from Hillcrest over. He's getting closer to Tyler. He's looking at all the pictures. He's picking up cameras. He's looking at everybody's association with, obviously, Montgomery. And I feel like he wants to try and avenge, obviously, the rumour, the lies that's being spread that he was the person that killed Bryce. So I can't wait to find out to today's episode. Hopefully you guys do enjoy it. If you do, please smash the like, really helps out. Subscribe if you do. And as always, let's jump into episode 2 of season 4 of 30 Reasons Why.
We made a cruel world. My generation, parents' generation. We talk a good game about protecting our children, but we leave too much on the table that might surely save their lives.
See, look, we're at the funeral again. Do you know what I mean? I totally forgot. And we're back at 6 months earlier. College application.
They claim the college application is so they can get to know you as a person. It's bullshit. The whole point is to force you to face, in writing, the complete fucking mess you've made of your life. Why'd this happen? Because shit's been weird.
That's an understatement for him, man. Oh.
Yeah, shit's just weird.
What's happening now? Yo, he looks crazy there, doesn't he?
Dude. I
Use the
need
toilet.
to take my morning shit. Don't think you should skip the tour. It's mandatory.
Since when does the word mandatory mean anything to you? My dad's been teaching at Sanderson since I was 8. I know the campus.
I didn't think I deserved the future before.
Wait, you? Never thought you were good enough? You were always such an arrogant asshole.
Those are probably related. Don't freak out.
Monty was framed.
Why not?
So fucked.
Yeah.
Look at him taking a picture of her upset. I take a picture of him looking weird as well.
Going to class now. All right, I know you're all concerned about this. It's a real violation. We're going to find out who did it.
Do you know what I was saying last episode? To see it was true. Like if you look at it here, right, the way Zach's approaching this is like obviously everybody's pure paranoid. Where his approach last episode was kind of like sit back. He was kind of more chiller vibes, like literally like he's having a drink, he's just kicking, he's chilling on the sofa. Yeah, we can't do anything, it's out of our hands, leave everybody, let him suspect here and there. Do you know what I mean? Like, why do we get involved? He was pretty much trying to say, just let it play out. But I also said that, like, that's cool. I think he's approaching it the best way. I'd rather approach it that way than the pure paranoia of these, because they're going around all day, every day thinking, who is it? Is it that person? Is it this person? Playing on the mind, stressing them out. He's taking the more chill, zen vibe. But I also countered it by saying, by doing that, yeah, it makes everybody else around you more, you know, like more annoyed. It gets them more angry, more, you know, because you're like, why are you not taking it seriously? And that's just the same there. Do you know what I mean? Like, all these are panicking, looking at that door, and he's come and he's like, respect, balls there. He's like, yo, and he just walked off, and she's like, do you think he could have done it? And he's like, no. But do you know what I'm saying? Like, it can also have the negative opposite impact of what it's trying to do on people, because when they're trying to take it serious and you're not, it'll stress them out. Like, why are you not like us? Do you know what I mean?
And it's not a safe place. School. There's like danger everywhere.
I still care about you, Jess. When something like that happens, I know that it can bring back past trauma.
Trauma. Let's talk about how I got traumatized in the first place.
Oh, there's paint in his locker. And he's blacked out from 317 to 713.
Has to be Winston.
He's brand new. How would he get my locker combo? I mean, I wouldn't even know which locker was mine.
He probably just watched you.
How will everything be okay?
Well, it starts with you not losing your shit. Work on that.
Fuck me.
Black Jacket, stop. Need is reasonable suspicion, which you just gave me when you tried to hightail it out of here. Turn around. Antonio Padilla. My job to do everything I can to make sure it stays safe.
Oh yeah, you're gonna pat down those white kids over there too then, right?
It's interesting because, right, they always jump to the racial profiling. Now, I thought last season when the guy come to his locker and he was throwing the shit on the floor and he was treating him differently, I definitely think that he was racial profiling him last season. Here, just then, I don't think it actually was racial profiling. Tony did walk up, see him, turn around, he clocked him, he called him back. That is sus. Do you know what I mean? It could be anybody that's done that. If I was a copper and somebody walked towards me and then they see me and like turned and got the bag and walked off, I'd be like, come here, you know, like, have you got something to hide? And then obviously he didn't do anything to him. He didn't take the mick out of him. He didn't like abuse his power. Just checked his bag, looked at his wallet, said, yeah, you got paint on your hands, who's looking? And then said, you're a fighter, go to class. You know what I mean? So I don't think that he picked on him because of his profile. And, you know, it's actually interesting. I forgot last episode that Tony was trying to enter a tournament or something, wasn't it, to raise money so that he could get the funds to pay for his family to move over. So I hope that we see more of that this season, because I actually don't mind Tony.
I heard around that Monty was the one that hurt you, right? That's why you stood up at that assembly? You must hate him so much.
I don't know, it's weird, but I feel bad for him. I mean, I'm the reason he's gone. They said that the guy who killed him called him a child rapist.
I think he's chalked. Yeah, I think he's chalked him off as not part of it.
I just wanted you to know that I get that these are challenging times for you, and I'm here for you.
Everything's fucked.
Same thing.
Someone's messing with us at the very least, and if they know enough to mess with us, then they know too much.
They don't know. Or maybe they do. I don't know. Either way, wouldn't life be better if it just came out?
Good morning, seniors. Now, I know that many of you tend to overlook Sanderson.
Is that actually there?
So I expect...
What the fuck? Where did you see it? Did I fucking get rid of it, Clay?
Right out the window.
Where's that come from? What are the odds that I'd hit Clay's foot?
Clearly just another opportunity for things to get royally fucked up.
Clay!
How beautiful is this place?
I arranged a meeting with the Dean of Admissions after the tour.
Hi, thank you so much for hosting.
My pleasure, Gary. I thought I might join you in the first few stops.
What was that? Why do you call him Gary? What discussion?
I'm sure they just know each other, right?
Can you just keep an eye on Tyler?
Wait, what? Did something happen?
Nothing new. Maybe nothing. Just watch him.
Okay.
All right?
Jensen. Your dad's campus is quite nice. I thought you might have some thoughts about the graffiti this morning. Received a tip anonymously from someone saying you might have done it.
That does make sense for me to do that.
Well, I agree.
To be honest, if you look at the full like picture, it wouldn't make sense for Clay to write Monty was framed, would it? Because they didn't like each other, and it would be out of not context, but like how many people would go and defend somebody that they actually really hated? Do you know what I mean? In a public display as well. Like if I was narrowing it down, who's wrote that on the doors, I would not pick any of Clay's group because not one of them liked Monte. Do you know what I mean? You would look at somebody who was actually friends and favoured him and actually associated themselves around him, like the football players, his sister. Do you know, like all of that group? You wouldn't look at Clay's group. So obviously the anonymous tip that's coming in. Personally, I don't think all eyes are on him. Like he was just saying, it's a bit weird, really, because you didn't really like each other. But, you know, your name has come in. And the more and more I see it, the more I'm thinking it could be Clay. Now, obviously, that can roll into him is just absolute pure luck. But in terms of doing it, he has been blacked out a time frame. Do you know what I mean? It was 3:17 and then it was 7:13 or something on the clock. So he could have done it in that period. And his locker did have red spray in it.
You don't really think you can trace the paint?
There's only a few stores in Evergreen that are authorized to sell spray paint. Hired to take identification and log purchases. Brand, check with the stores.
What better way to learn about college life than actually experiencing it?
Zach, no.
Enjoy the tour.
Zach.
He's got to save him.
I ditched the tour because, well, fuck.
He's strange sometimes.
Can be a little awkward.
Yeah.
Justin, I'm totally crushing on that Amanda. Your website claims that Sanderson has a rate of sexual assault that's way below the national average. Isn't it true that most claims are adjudicated in private sessions with no transparency or legal responsibility?
Our student body president.
Perfect time to just throw the can in there.
Are you okay?
Hey, we could heal our bad news. Come on, let's get you upstairs.
He's probably wondering what's happening now. He's been through this like bad experience before, hasn't he? Something like this. Bet he's just getting in bed.
Hey!
Oh.
She's all yours, Jensen.
Do it. Go ahead. Go on. Come on. Fuck her.
Do that.
What? Why? Why not?
I mean, that guy has to be in the next room.
That's your response?
Isn't it? That was a bad reply, that.
Who the fuck are you? Get the fuck away from her.
Nothing, I swear. I just walked into the wrong room. All right, calm down. I know this guy.
Hey, hold him!
No, Brady.
No, that's what it looks like. Please let me go. What it looked like is you saw a drunk girl passed out in a bed, and it looked like you were gonna try and fuck her.
Right, let's be honest, it did not look like that at all. Clay was literally just stood there staring at a window like that. Like, he wasn't even looking at her on the bed, so no. I'm not going to go down that route and say, yeah, that's what he was doing. But I am going to say his response to why Bryce said, mate, why are you not going to go and sleep with her, was, oh, because there's a guy next door. You know, that's not the response that you should be looking for. It should be because that's wrong, mate. I'm not going to be violating her. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, literally, that should be the response. It should have been because you done that to Jess and Hannah. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, it shouldn't be because, oh, because somebody's next door. It was such a bad response. Let's be honest. Let's call a spade a spade. It was not awful reasoning. That's why Bryce was like, you know, maybe now you're trying to realise, remember, understand something that you're capable of.
Why are you not more freaked out? The graffiti, Tyler, I mean, everything.
I'm sure it's going to be fine.
I don't recognize this. I don't know who this is.
You haven't even done anything.
It's me trying to get better.
I hope it does. You haven't done anything wrong. Literally, you done nothing wrong, Justin. She's mad because you're enjoying the tour and because you're not freaking out.
Coming to a school where nobody knows your history. I tried to kill myself.
Sorry.
Yeah, me too. Hugely. I didn't mean to make it awkward. I don't talk about it very often.
No, it's not awkward.
And I'm sorry that I didn't stay at that party last summer. I just needed to get out of there.
Okay, I knew that. He'd read the sign. It's interesting that we're going down this with Alex. Could be bisexual though.
Okay. Cool, thank you.
Yeah.
Zach dealt with him good last episode. He's dealt with that well. But I actually think that he's questioning. I think he's bisexual now, obviously, after last episode.
Like, this cannot happen. We gotta be fucking careful, Zach.
Yeah, I've been careful my whole damn life, Clay.
You didn't do it, did you? The graffiti.
Fuck no.
They made some pretty wild accusations. What were you boys thinking? You missed the meeting with the dean.
At least my parents have one son with a future.
Of course it will. But the thing is, yeah, his parents have got to believe that he isn't doing anything. After the traumatic experience that he's been through and defending two people against, you know, like a person that's raped him. I can't see anybody ever, well, it could happen, but I can't see anybody knowing two people that have suffered rape and then becoming a rapist themselves. Like, I just can't see it. So, like, in terms of his parents, they should be mad that he ditched the tour and mad that he got drunk, but in terms of the accusations, they should 100% totally just accept that was a lie.
Dude, are you okay?
Fuck you.
No, I mean, you really don't look that great.
Oh.
I heard about Zach and Clay. They got busted at the frat house today.
Clay was minding Zach at the time.
Why is Jessica seeing him? I don't understand it. Oh, maybe because she was involved in the death last season.
That was a long one.
We're disappointed. We're worried. The sessions with Dr. Ellman working.
Are they?
Dad's mostly just pissed that I blew off the meeting with the dean. Because you aced it, I'm sure.
No, I blew it. It's only a matter of time before I fuck everything up and just become a junkie again. I don't want to cost your parents any more money. And I don't want to take away from something that should be yours. I just want there to be enough college money for you to go wherever you want.
What I was saying is, I know that Clay always says he likes Justin around, but he always acts jealous and mad in certain situations when they're together with a family.
What am I doing? Dear admissions committee? I am fucking lost.
I can't believe he's still got that red paint. How many times did he have chance to get rid of that?
Working hard for 7 a.m. Semester senior year.
Well, not all of us have a trust fund. Why are you talking to me?
I'm just trying to be friendly.
Hardly. You have spray paint for that.
Tell me what really happened.
I don't know.
Why lie to me? What good does that do?
But why extend the truth to you as well? What good would that do to them if you decided to go and spill?
What the hell happened? Are you okay?
How did Tyler seem on the tour? Did anything happen? Was he acting weird?
No, he's like super normal.
I've spoken at length with your very gracious father. I've decided to leave it alone.
So yeah, that's good. That's lucky.
I'm not in trouble?
No. The vandalism.
What?
Any problems arise with you and your friends, you can come to me directly.
Sorry, just forgot my books. I just like to study down here. Feels a little more safe. Hey, would you like to get some coffee?
So you're not worried about Tyler? It's not like him not to show up.
Oh, I'm not worried.
When did you know that you were gay?
It was hard to find out. Growing up, how I did, where I did. I tried things with girls pretty early on. Nothing really ever came of anything. I started feeling shit for boys. You want to spot me on the heavy bag?
Do you know what? There should be more gay people in sport. Not like there's not now. I believe that there's loads, but many people don't speak up because they're too scared of the criticism that they're going to get. But why did they get criticism? Do you know what I mean? Like, for being normal. I think it's so good when people actually come out and just be themselves. Like, it just helps everybody. It just shows that, you know, like, you could be, it's like everything. Do you know what I mean? Whether it's like the Peaky Blinders from Tommy going from a you know, like a background of having nothing to working his way all the way to being MP. Yes, he's took bad avenues to get up there, but it shows that anybody can get to anywhere by being who they are and trying and doing whatever they want to do. And it's just like here in sports, in like, there's so many gay athletes, in my personal opinion, who are too afraid to say who they are because of the criticism that random people will give them. Do you know what I mean? A target on the back. And it's like, but why though? Do you know what I mean? It literally, they're just being themselves. And I like, obviously, well, I hope that more people can come forward so that other people who are gay as well, growing up, can see what they can achieve just being who they are.
Is that why you tanked the college tour? To get out of your box? Why'd you go upstairs?
I wanted to help that girl.
Why you? Why did you have to be the one to save her? So why'd you go in the room?
I don't know.
Isn't that fucking scary that you don't?
I was thinking about having sex. about the specifics. I saw this hot girl and I was hard.
Did that happen though, or what? Or is he just chatting because he don't want to say he's seen people?
I didn't realize it, and it was fucking freaking me out. I just wanted to get better.
And it may well get worse before it gets better.
Yo, I didn't like what Clay just said there, man. That was well weird.
I think this was like a brother to Monty. I mean, he was even nice to me. You used to live at his house, didn't you? Did you see anything that would make you think that Monty would actually want to hurt Bryce?
Oh yeah, that's pretty good from her, actually.
I never saw anything like that.
Oh yeah, their relationship's got to be on the rocks now if he's acting the way he is.
I thought you were gonna stand me up for the third time.
Yeah, I'm sorry about that. I had a lot of things.
This is not the way you are. Like, not showing up, not calling.
Shit's fucked up.
What do you mean? Tell me what happened and we'll figure out a way to fix it.
No, there's no fixing this.
I don't even know what I thought. You know, I never really thought about how it'd feel like after. You know, how fucked up I'd be. I don't know, I'm never gonna be normal again.
Hey, well, fuck normal. Tyler's always telling me you guys are so, close and everything.
Just don't hang out as much lately.
Good news for me, I guess. I mean, I don't really have a lot of friends at Liberty, so I'm really glad you called.
What's going on? Something happened?
No, I was just checking in with you folks.
Sheriff Diaz is just walking us through some of the new security measures for the school.
It's about time you install cameras.
I just want to make sure your parents were aware.
Did you see Diaz?
Yeah. This isn't good, is it?
Panic attack again. I mean, he's been having them all season, and I'm surprised that this is the first time that somebody's actually noticed it. He seen it last episode, didn't he, when he was unwrapping the presents, but then nothing actually has happened from that. Does he need an inhaler? Just one little, like, shot of that and it'll bring him back or something?
The lessons we take from obstacles we encounter can be fundamental to later success.
I want to see that image now. So that's interesting. So I think that Clay done the spray paint on the door. If I'm gonna point my finger in a direction right now, I'm gonna say it was Clay. Only because, yeah, he's had a blackout, he's acting strange, he's seeing things, he can't recall certain situations, he don't know why he's doing things, he's seen the paint on his hands, on his locker, you know, in his bag, 2 cans, not 1, and then they've obviously transferred over into the HO room, which I don't know if he's gone down and planted them. But if I had to pick one, it'd be Clay. Now, I heard them talking about cameras a minute ago when Clay walked into the house, and to me, I don't understand. My school was the biggest shithole I've ever seen literally in the world, mate. Literally, it was so bad, and we had cameras. So I don't understand how, like, schools in the US, I mean, I'm specifically going to point at the US. The fact that guns are a massive issue there, you know, like, people can attain them. We've seen it. Pure and simple here in this show. Alex has shot himself, you know, Tyler's going to come in and shoot everybody. Like, they're attainable. And the fact is, yeah, how has the school not got cameras all over the place? The camera should be in every single classroom, every single corridor, every single door apart from the changing rooms and the toilets. That's where cameras should be. So I don't understand why they don't have them. I've had this discussion on Teen Wolf before. The fact that, you know, murders always happened inside that school. The fact that, you know, the wolves has come in. You had the beast destroying it. It's like, why is there no cameras? Why are people not installing any cameras? It doesn't make any sense to me. You throw metal detectors in and putting police there. How much money have you spent on wages in that one day on police that it would take you to use that on cameras? Do you know what I mean? Like, you could have had 10 police officers there for a week. That would have covered the whole camera system for a whole year. So, I mean, about time that they put them in, and then it'd be interesting to see, because if Clay's done something and they catch it and he doesn't recall it, it'd be interesting to see him doing something without his total knowledge of it. Now, I didn't like the conversation that he just had with his therapist. I thought it was well weird from Clay. The fact that, like, at first, yeah, it made total sense. The reason why I went upstairs and went into the room is because obviously I seen another girl that was drunk and vulnerable, and I didn't want anything to happen to her, you know, that I know that's happened to people that I know in the past. That makes total sense. That's the reason why. That is a total prime example why you should not be a hero but care for others and feel like you have to be there. That situation makes total sense. I would have gone up as well, even if, you know, it was somebody that I didn't really know. But then, obviously, like, we've seen last season Justin say that he cheated on Jess because he didn't want to tell her that he was taking drugs. Now, is Clay chatting, saying that, you know, he was having sexual thoughts and he was getting aroused and hard when he seen her lay on the bed, instead of, like, you know, him wanting to tell people that he's seeing people and seeing Bryce and he's going crazy? Because I don't know which one's worse, to be honest. I think saying that he's getting aroused by a girl laying on the bed drunk is way worse than saying that he's having traumatic visions of somebody. Personally, I don't know about you, I think that's way worse. So I thought it was definitely interesting. Didn't like what he was saying, but Clay's definitely having issues. You know, we started the episode with him writing that college application out, and he was wearing a black top. He was wearing a black top, and then obviously we ended the episode with the same college application, still not filled out, but he's wearing a stripy top. So whether it is supposed to be a different segment, do you know what I mean, and he's returned to do it, I don't know. But there's no way that he's typing, I covered up a murder, and he's going into it in detail, because again, I'm thinking that this may be like a Clay vision or something, you know, and not actually like a reality or something's happening in the present. Okay, and that's going to wrap up today's episode. Thanks so much for checking out the channel today. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. So Clay is definitely going through some trouble, isn't he, mate? And something's not right, and I don't know what to think of him, to be honest. His character is very interesting. I can't wait to obviously see how we unfold the rest of the season. And do you know what, right? Do you know, with a therapist, if you sit there and tell them something, so if he told the therapist that he knows somebody killed Bryce and it wasn't Monty, like, does he have an obligation to go and tell the police, or is it confidential information? Do you know what I mean? So if he reveals something, can he go and tell obviously the sheriff, and then they come and question Clay? I don't know about that patient doctor confidentiality thing. It would be interesting to know. Now obviously he's gone on this tour of the campus, and he's got into this altercation with the guys there and him going into the room. And then obviously I thought personally, when I watched the scene, Clay wasn't doing that bad. It was just that he was seeing things, and to me he was just staring at the wall. But then listening to what he was saying to the therapist, I didn't like the conversation at all. Now Justin said that he thinks he'd blown his chance as well of getting into that college with the dean. He didn't think it went well. You could see Jess kind of getting a bit jealous that he was talking to the girl that was obviously doing the tour there. So I like the conversation that Justin was saying to Clay, that he wanted to go to that school so that Clay could have enough money that, you know, his parents had saved up for him to go to a good college. You know, Justin never was really part of the plan, and he don't really want to take it away from Clay's education. Well, Clay's messing up his own education first right now by not even filling in the applications, by obviously, well, I was going to say not seeking help, but he actually is seeking help now, but he's going through like a traumatic experience, isn't it? Looks like that Alex is possibly figuring out his sexuality. He might think he's gay or bisexual. You know, he was asking Tony about when he knew, and obviously he's explaining as he was growing up, he was feeling different emotions. He tried stuff with girls, then he started feeling stuff with boys, and it just shows that any age really, you don't really know until it clicks. Now obviously he's kind of like maybe fancying Winston, and Winston's showing a bit of an interest in him. I don't know if it's a work, if it's an angle from Winston, do you know what I mean? If he's trying to get in with you know, with Alex so that he can get closer to everybody else and like attain information. We also seen that Anish is having a conversation with Monty's sister. You know, she's seen a page, she might think that it's her. I still think it's Clay just because of the blackouts, but you know, the more the season that plays out, the more obviously it will be revealed. We also see as well that Jessica was suffering from visions again. Do you know what I mean? We've seen it last episode through the fire, we've seen it again at the door, and now I think of it, you know, it's probably because she is covering up the death of Bryce, and that is her PTSD, so to speak. Like, she's seeing him. And we also see like Zach, you know, he's not doing well as well. He's drinking, he's acting totally different, he's not speaking to Chloe, he's doing out of the ordinary things. He didn't go on a tour, he went to the frat house to get drunk, and again, that's his way of coping for the cover-up of Bryce's, you know, murder. So it is interesting to see how people are searching and people are dealing with the same situation differently. You know, Jess was saying to Justin, this is not you, you know, how can you be so calm? But that's his way he's dealing it. You know, he's got to think that it's all going to be okay, and he's got to move on instead of being paranoid like the rest of these, mate. Because you can see all of these are having flashbacks and PTSD, and they're all paranoid, where he's addressing it differently, and he seems to be the one that's kind of like sane right now. So going to be interesting to see obviously how the rest of the season plays out. But that is going to wrap up episode 2. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. If you did, please smash a like, really helps out. Subscribe if you're new, and as always, I'll catch you in the next one. Cheers guys.